Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Everyone quiet, don't speak a word, just listen. The geniuses have spoken. The mega brain 200 IQ leftist political savants have spoken. It's time to listen. Obviously, you can sense the sarcasm, huh? The internet has been ranting and raving, and honestly, there's been amazing unity between most political factions behind this song, Rich Men North of Richmond. You know, if there's one thing we can unite on, left, right, and center, it's that politicians are full of you-know-what, cannot be trusted, and they're pretty much working to screw you at every point and turn. But apparently, according to the mega brain leftoid geniuses, that's not the case at all. And actually, Oliver Anthony's song is a racist dog whistle to the far right. You cannot make this stuff up. Well, I guess I gotta stop saying that, because in today's day and age, you literally can. I mean, just do your most ridiculous leftist parody, and it's pretty much in line with reality these days. Let's take a look at two of the most popular far-left talking heads reacting to Rich Men North of Richmond by Oliver Anthony, and let's give it a fair shot and see if there's merit to what they have to say. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so let's first start off with this guy. His name's Anthony Fantano. He's a pretty popular YouTuber, known for doing album and song reviews. He's been on the platform for a very long time. He runs a channel called The Needle Drop with nearly 3 million subscribers and almost 1 billion views. He's also got another channel with 500 million views and nearly 2 million subscribers. He's been around, he's very popular on the platform, and I'll give him the basic respect, I'll give him basic credit. He's pretty good at what he does. Me and him don't see eye to eye politically, but I get why he's popular. But he's had a little bit of an evolution as a public figure. Once Trump came on the scene, in the Trump era we could call it, Anthony Fantano started to introduce a new element to his online presence and content: leftist politics. And when it comes to being woke, well, Mr. Fantano can put up a fight with the wokest of the woke. This was his breakdown and reaction to Rich Men North of Richmond.
But pay attention to the line that the title is named after. He's drawing lines there, not just class lines, as he's framing himself and everybody else listening to and relating to the song as poor and your average person, working class. Mind you, this guy lives on 90 acres from what I understand, but that's neither here nor there, or maybe it is, whatever. But more specifically, he's drawing a geographical line here as well, between North and South, using Richmond, Virginia as that dividing line. With that, you can't ignore the elephant in the room. You know, he's like bringing up old, bitter North-South ideological disconnections that go back to the Civil War era. Drawing this North-South line and claiming that, it's those people from the North that want to control us and tell us what to do. There's a lot of really bad and toxic and often bigoted political baggage that comes with, that North v South binary. And also on top of it, it literally has nothing to do with the economic struggles that he's singing about in the first portion of the song. Rich men north of Richmond are not the sole reason that you're struggling economically. It's the exploitative and solely profit-driven market system we currently live under, which is hurting everyone all over the country, regardless of what side of the Mason-Dixon line you land on.
Give me a break. I mean, seriously, give me a break. Actually, what Oliver Anthony meant by Rich Men North of Richmond was a dividing line between North and South. He's essentially calling Oliver Anthony a Confederate racist. You gotta be out of your damn mind to jump to this sort of conclusion. He also makes mention of Oliver Anthony supposedly living on 90 acres of land. Maybe it's been passed down throughout generations in his family, but either way, whatever it is, I don't think Oliver Anthony is a mega millionaire. The assumption is that he can't be possibly speaking for people of the working class because he lives on 90 acres, says the guy who has 1.5 billion views on YouTube, which equates to, let's call it, anywhere from $7 to $11 million in ad revenue generated, not counting outside sources of income, and that's a relatively low estimate because the CPM varies depending on what world you're in, or whether YouTube's demonetizing half of your videos. But anyways, the multi-millionaire says that Oliver Anthony can't represent working class people because he lives on 90 acres. Meanwhile, all this guy does is pretend to represent poor people and marginalized people, sitting on his multi-millions, I don't know, living in New York or something. Give me a break. Doesn't get any more hypocritical than that. But going back to the larger thesis of this guy's video reaction, it's the typical wokester modus operandi. To twist literally everything, to view racism in everything. Oliver Anthony has actually developed a little bit of a persona online since his song blew up. He seems relatively apolitical. He's just a regular guy singing about the plight in his community. He stated clearly on multiple occasions that rich men north of Richmond is a metaphor to describe rich politicians, lobbyists, just the Washington elite class living just north of his impoverished community. He's made it extremely clear. It's also very clear, based on the lyrics of his song, people get it, and this guy's making the argument that it's a racist dog whistle, drawing a metaphorical boundary, calling back to the civil rights, essentially claiming that he's on the South. I mean, I could go on and on, but I really don't need to. What an absolutely ridiculous take. Then he goes on with his incoherent communist nonsense. Oh, it's actually capitalism. Yep, you heard it right, the far leftoid, defending Washington political elite while claiming to be counterculture. I mean, how utterly ridiculous. These grifters pretend to care about the working class. They love to do the fist, workers unite. But when it really comes down to it, they have the most elitist, out-of-touch takes you could possibly imagine. Here's another leftist grifter, Cenk Uyghur's nephew, who also reacted to the song. Another guy who claims to speak for the marginalized and speak for the poor, working class, literally making fun of Oliver Anthony and coal miners who are out of a job in the modern age.
North of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do.
Please don't shit on this man. Look at the other verse. I wish politicians would look out for miners and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks on the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground because all this damn country does is keep on kicking him down. Hey, man, please don't shit on this guy. He's got some good ideas. It's against welfare queens despite farmers being the most subsidized American industry. I mean, he's not even a farmer. He very much, most likely, if he lives in Appalachia, which he seems to be living in Appalachia, he probably does not have a job. Like many people in that region don't have a job because they used to work in coal mines and no longer can work in coal mines because of automation or because, sorry, woke liberalism has eviscerated the coal mining industry. Living in Alabama right now and everyone here has a boner for this song. Let me pick up my banjo and cry because my out here getting snapped. Yeah, bro, if you're that poor, okay, if you're a poor guy living in this region, how in the ever-loving are you shitting on other poor guys? You're literally like, oh, man, I hate the rich people defending pedophiles. Fine, on board with that message. That's good. And then immediately he's like, you know who's real bad? A different kind of poor guy. I hate how poor I am and how the rich have me over. But you know what I hate more than that? A different kind of poor guy. Poor guy down the street.
They're jumping through hoops to somehow twist the narrative and find a way to attack the right on partisan lines using this song. Totally misrepresenting the whole point of the song, the point of the lyrics. Oliver Anthony isn't attacking poor people. No, he's talking about a culture of dependence. He's talking about government control, government expansion, and the death of the American spirit. It should be a unifying message. You know, it has been a unifying message. But of course, these leftoid grifters can't accept that and have to come in and try and ruin it with their toxic worldview. I mean, going back to Anthony Fantano's reaction from earlier, he's claiming there's a racist undertone, a bigoted underlying message in the song, but you look everywhere, all over the internet, and the song seems to be appealing to people of all different walks of life, and especially black people. Here's one example.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for
We gotta put this race thing to the side, people. Matter of fact, we gotta dead this thing. We gotta dead this division against whites, black, or whatever. We gotta come together, people. If you hate others, stay away from the good people. For all the good people, any race, we gotta come together.
You know, the reaction to the song has been unifying. People haven't been viewing it from partisan lines, so to speak, but rather as a song or a message that speaks to the powerless. Whatever. I think the song speaks for itself, and I think the woke left, and especially the woke left grifters, are once again pushing their miserable worldview. I have no interest in it. I just hope people can see through all this divisive garbage. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.